Unleash the fury! Crush them all! For honor and glory! Unleash the fury! Crush them all! For honor and glory!
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Giving honor to the Most High in this Son Yahweh. We are the battle axes of the Most High God, coming to a great nation of people on this holy Shabbat that the Most High God has given us. This 7-day Shabbat, our praises to the Most High God for the opportunity of life, to gain more wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Shalom to brothers and sisters in the class today. Shabbat Shalom to brothers and sisters that are online or will be tuning in online. Today's class will be going into David versus Goliath. No, we haven't touched on this story in a long time. One of the first stories that we learned about growing up, whether we were in Christianity or coming into our truth of our heritage. But we're going to touch it with a little different sense today. But today's class, we will be going into David versus Goliath. Pray brothers and sisters are in the spirit, able to identify and understand words of wisdom through the Most High God. We pray that the Father is with us today in the spirit. So we want to make sure that we give him his undivided attention, that we come together to learn to be that great nation that we are supposed to be. First precept we'll go into, let's jump into the book of 2nd Esdras. Let's jump into the book of 2nd Esdras. We'll start from the top. 2nd Esdras, chapter 1. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 4. 2nd Esdras, chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 4.
This book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 1, and verse 4.
Bring it out.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds, and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children.
It says, go thy way. The word of the Lord came to me and said, go thy way and shew my people their sinful deeds. That's a heavy problem in Israel because our people do not like to be told when they're messing up. We do not like to be governed accordingly by each other. We do not like that. It's just our nature of people. That's just how our nation is. We do not like to be governed accordingly, as the scriptures have said. And the Bible said that we should go out and show our people their sinful deeds. We need to show each other where we're messing up at, right? That's why we have classes online every day. That's why we always tell brothers and sisters, stay in the spirit. That's why we always look forward to counsel, because this is a part of counsel, letting one and each other know where you are falling, where you are failing, where you are strengthened, your weak points, your pros, and your cons. And a con of Israel is that we do not like this. Read verse 5 again.
Verse 5 from the top. Go thy way and show my people their sinful deeds, and their children their wickedness.
And their children their wickedness. So we're going into the whole family, right? We're not just stopping at the brothers, the sisters, the mothers, the fathers. We're going all the way down even to the children. We're showing the whole family, right? Because children have laws they have to abide by too, right? So if they are going back and forth with parents, if they out of order, talking disrespectful, well, then they need to hear this too. They need to understand that their sinful deeds will play a part in the upcoming future as well, right? Read on.
Which they have done against me.
Which they have done against who?
Against me.
Because ultimately, the sinful deeds of Israel is done against the Most High God. Sure, a wife can backbite and talk bad to her husband behind his back. But is she talking about him? She's talking to the Most High God. She's backbiting against Christ. Right? Sure, you can have a dispute amongst brethren in the congregation, right? things and words may be said, some hurtful things, whatever the case may be, out of order things. But are those things said to that brother, that sister? No. That's said to the Most High God in Christ. He said these sinful deeds that we are doing, whether it be towards one of another, it's ultimately towards the Most High God. We always say this word, by default. By default. The Most High God says, by default, you are arguing with me. By default, you are murmuring and complaining to me. By default, you are disrespecting your mother, your father, your parents, which is me. Read it.
That they may tell their children's children.
That they may tell their children's children, because the covenants of the Most High God is what? For the children's children. Right? So we have to get this thing right. It's an ongoing cycle of this nation that we are trying to bring back together. Read on.
Because the sins of their fathers are increased in them.
Because the sins of our fathers have now been made increasingly known in our bodies. The sins that we saw our forefathers do, that we saw our foremothers do, that we just saw our parents do, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, they are now increased and become raging in us, right? So for somebody to be like, "Oh, I don't need this. I don't need class today. I'm good. I'm straight on it. I'm totally in the spirit." Nah. Because the sins of our forefathers and mothers have increased amongst us. So that means that there's more work that we have to do. That's why the Lord said that accept your righteousness, accept the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, because the world is getting weaker and weaker, right? The world is out of order, more wickedness every day, everywhere you look, everywhere you turn. Read that again, 6.
Verse 6 from the top. Because the sins of their fathers are increased in them.
That's a heavy part of this class today. The sins of our fathers are increased in us. No wonder why we got that mouth on us, right? No wonder why sister got that talk. No wonder why brother got that whatever it is, right? It's because the sins of our fathers have been instituted in us greatly, right? It's a thing they used to say in class when I was in school. It said, monkey see, monkey do, right? If I see this monkey jumping on the tree, well, I'm going to go jump on this tree too, right? If I see brothers and sisters not caring about their nationality like they should be, well, I'm going to do the same thing. Thus, this is where we're at today. Read on.
For they have forgotten me.
They have did what?
For they have forgotten me.
And that's the most important part of what sin and wickedness does to our people, that it makes you forget your God. It makes you forget what Christ did for the nation of Israel. It makes you forget everything that the Most High God did by parting the Red Sea when he speaks of Egypt, making the plagues go upon the other nation, right? It makes you forget all of that. When we get into these wicked deeds of ourselves, whatever the case may be, it is that we are dealing with, what that does is separate you from the Most High God. Your sin separates you from the Most High God, from putting in remembrance everything that the Father has instilled and bestowed upon us, right? Every victory that we've had because of the Most High God, it's forgivable, right? They say in the day of prosperity, it's a forgiveness. What precept? Let's see if bro got it. I know I got it. I just, want to. Let's read that right quick. We're going to hold our precept and go back. Start at verse 25.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, and verse 25.
Bring it out.
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
In the day of prosperity, when things are going so good, it's a forgetfulness. It's a forgiveness of the heartache and the striving that we as a children, as a nation, have been going through, right? It's a forgiveness of the uphill battles that we've been trying to accomplish and overcome, right? Because when it's up, we ain't worried about when it's down, right? When the sun out, we ain't worried about the rain, right? Read on.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
And then when it's the day of affliction, oh, you forget about how good the Lord was to you, man. Right? And that's what's going on within our nation each and every day, that we continue in sin and we continue in the wickedness of the world or the ways of the world, right?
Real quick, who got the precept in the law? What you got, twin?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
praise.
crazy. Good
Let's
job.
read that real quick, because I need brothers. Damn.
Staggered claps, ain't it?
Look at sisters, ain't clap. Ain't nobody clap but Sister Genesis. She got.
A stagger clap. It was a stagger.
Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 8:11. Knee bruised to see. Remember, each time scriptures are coming out, I want brothers and sisters to get accustomed to that. Knowing where these things are quoted from, writing these things down and precepting these things, especially when it comes to Christ. Remember, Christ is quoting the whole Bible. Okay? Read this real quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 11.
Break it out.
Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God.
It says, beware that we don't forget the Most High. Read on.
And not keeping his commandments. And his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read on.
Lest when thou hast eaten.
Least when thou hast eaten. Read on.
And art full.
And art full. Art full is the same thing as what? In Sirach. Prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. You have to learn to link up the words, link up the precepts. Read on up.
And has built goodly houses and dwelt therein.
And has built goodly houses and dwelt therein. That's prosperity, building a goodly house. Read on.
And when thy herds and thy flocks multiply.
That's prosperity. Read on up.
And thy silver and thy gold is multiplied.
Prosperity. Read on up.
And all that thou has is multiplied.
Read on up.
Then thine heart be lifted up.
So once you have those things, now your heart is lifted up. You puffed up. Read on up.
And thou forget the Lord thy God.
Then we forget the Most High. That's why it tells us, beware in the day of prosperity. Read on up.
Which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
Go ahead, up.
Oh, praises. It's a great precept. Make sure if you don't have it, you write it down. Deuteronomy 8 and 11 with Sirach 11 and 25. Let's go back and read Sirach 11 and 25 again. Match them up, see how much they are together, how much they are similar and alike. This is precept upon precept. This is what Christianity hates. They hate this. They hate precept upon precept. Read this.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 25.
Bring it up.
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
Saying the same thing Deuteronomy 8 and 11 just said. Read.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Read on.
For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the days of death, when the day of death, to reward a man according to his ways.
Yeah, the day of death, right? To reward a man according to his way, according to your works, right? Read.
The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
The affliction of an hour, just a single hour. Read that again.
Verse 27. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
And that's what's going on. Now think about how long we've been outside of our nationality, outside of the knowledge of the Most High God in Christ, the trueness or the truth of our nationality. Think about how long we've been away from that. And the Bible said an hour, just an hour. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. We've been without and in affliction for hundreds of millions and quadrillion, billion, trillion hours. So just understand and see how our nation has been acting, man, has been instituted with these ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. We forgot our God. Within all the affliction that we've been going through, right? The heartache, the pain, the curses. But now we've identified and understood why. But the Bible shows us that we are in a bad estate as a nation. And we have to make sure that we would show our brothers and sisters the way. Let's go back to Second Ezra chapter 1 and read Well, we'll read start at verse 6 again, but verse 5 says, "Shew my people their sinful deeds." We have to illustrate to our people. We have to break it down as clear and as clarifying as we can to show our people, right? That's why we have different teachers. That's why we have different brothers that bring out the word of God in different formalities to show our people, because sometimes people learn what? Visibly, right? Sometimes people learn by word of mouth, right? Some people learn by both. But read verse 6 again.
This book of 2nd Ezra chapter 1 and verse 6. Because the sins of their fathers are increased in them. For they have forgotten me.
Read.
And have offered unto strange gods.
And that's what we've done, offered unto strange gods. Anything that we're doing outside of the biblical commandments from the Father is going into strange gods. Read.
Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt?
And the Most High God has to, you wonder why God has to reiterate this so much to us. How many times do you see the Father bring up Egypt? Egypt. Am I not that God? Did I not do wonderful works, powerful messages instituted into the children of Israel to show them my work and my power, my strength? Read on.
Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt? From the house of bondage.
From what?
From the house of bondage.
So there's another precept. What precept do brothers got right there? Exodus 20 and 2, right? That's another precept showing that what? Egypt is considered slavery, captivity, or in this passage, bondage. So make sure you add that to your Exodus 20 and 2, right? I always want to get as much as we possibly can. So it says that he brought us out of Egypt from the house of bondage. Read on.
But they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsel.
Says, but we provoke the Father, right? How do we provoke the Father? By simply doing outside of his will, man. If it's not of the Father's will, you are provoking him, right? As being a child of God, right? As being the sons of God, right? Read on.
Pull thou off then the hair of thy head, and cast all evil upon them.
Read.
For they have not been obedient unto my law.
Unto my what?
Unto my law.
This thing is all about law. It's all about going into the laws. We have not been obedient to the law, but what?
But it is a rebellious people.
But we are a rebellious people. This is why we must come into class faithfully. This is why we must get knowledge, gain knowledge, read the scriptures over and over, get into it, study it, because we are rebellious people. The sins and the wicked doings of our forefathers have what translated into our lives now. And as much as you try to say, oh, I ain't nothing like that, man. I ain't nothing like my mother. I ain't nothing like you have the same characteristics and traits that you're trying to wash off, knock off. Go to Wisdom of Solomon. Matter of fact, hold on. Before we go, read verse 27. Now we go jump down. Read verse 27 before we go.
Verse 27. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but your own selves, said the Lord.
And when we do this thing, we don't forsake the Lord. Who do we forsake? Yourself, because guess what? It's your race to the finish line of salvation. So if we want to stay within the wicked deeds of how we are doing and how we're playing it, the Lord said you messing yourself up. Because everybody has that race. The Bible said work out your own salvation with what? With fear and trembling. Because read that again, 27.
Verse 27. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but your own selves.
We are forsaking our own selves, man. We have put a stumbling block in front of our own. It's worse enough that the enemy is trying to put stumbling blocks in front of you every day. Pork and everything, right? Catfish on every corner, right? Everything that the Most High God said is bad, they instituted as being good. It's bad enough that they are trying to put stumbling blocks in front of us. But guess who else put stumbling blocks in front of us? Your own, not your own people, you.
That's right, your own self.
You. That man or woman in the mirror, you put a stumbling block on yourself every day, knowing you. Bible say, know you not your own self. You know who you are. You know what kind of person you are. You know you don't need to be listening to something because I just got an itch and ear to go tell somebody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away. No, I ain't going to walk away. I'm going to lean my ear a little closer and turn my head the other way like they really ain't hearing me or seeing me. We put stumbling blocks in front of our own lives each and every day. See, when we touching on David and Goliath today, I want y'all to get an understanding of what we really are touching on. David and Goliath, we talking about sins. We talking about problems. Because it's going to be a little different story, man, right? Same story, but a little different understanding. So we want to make sure that we don't put stumbling blocks in front of our own selves, man. Jump down to verse 32.
Verse 32. I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain.
And did what?
And slain.
But we've taken the prophets and we've slain them. We've seen the wickedness of our forefathers. We've seen the wrongdoings of some of our foremothers and fathers and parents. Yet we slain the ones that show us the righteous way. Yet we still don't take adherence of what we should be doing. Read on.
And torn their bodies in pieces.
And that's how we slain and torn their bodies in pieces. Because we see the righteousness of some of our forefathers and what they had to deal with and how they dealt with it, yet and still we won't incorporate that into our own lives. We still try to go within ourselves and say what we want to do, how we want to do it. Ultimately, it's a lot of pride that we definitely have to kick off as each individual. Read on.
Whose blood I will require at your hands.
And he said he's going to require that blood at our hands. When we slain the prophets, when we slain because what we are slaying is the ways of learning. What did the Father say about learning? Where is learning showed to us at? (15:4). Let's get there right quick. He said, I'm gonna require the prophets at your service. It's gonna be at you. That blood is gonna be on you because I'm showing you what and what not to do. How to react in situations, how not to react in situations. Right? Romans 15:4.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
What was what?
Were written for our learning.
It was written for our learning. Read on.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures.
Patience and comfort of the scriptures. Patience and comfort of the scriptures might what?
Might have hope.
That we just might have a little hope. See, the Lord is showing us right here that it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a tough battle. But through the patience and comfort of the scriptures, you might just have a little hope in prevailing, right? And knocking off what we have to knock off in order to survive or strive to the end. Because this is why a lot of people do not make it to the end of the finish line or won't make it to the end of the finish line because they don't look into what they have that the Lord has showed them to knock out what they need to knock out to continue to run this race, right? Go to Jeremiah 6:16. Things written aforetime was written for our learning. This is why the Lord said he's going to require the blood of the prophets at our hands. Because we do not take heed of that. And guess what? Basically, when you don't do that, you're killing the prophets. You're killing the prophets. They spoke in time before us to show us the way, like Romans 15:4 said. Therefore, if you're not adhering to it, you're a part of the problem. You're killing the prophets, right? You're killing Jeremiah, Isaiah, Habakkuk. They're showing you what we should do, what we should be doing in these times. Jeremiah 6:16.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths.
And do what?
And ask for the old paths.
See the Lord giving you the game? Stand in the way, ask of the old paths. Romans 15:4 said that it was written for our learning, the old paths. The Lord said, stand ye and seek and ask for the old ways, man, right? Because before the world became as wicked as it is now, the interest was what? Wider, very wider, right? Now the interest has got narrow, right? Because we had our forefathers showing us the ways. Read this again.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see.
And see.
And ask for the old paths.
Ask of the old path, man. Right? Ask of the old path. Read.
Where is the good way? And walk therein.
Where is the good way, twin? Where is the good way? The commandments, precept. Where is the good way? It's a lot of twins there, ain't it? Renard, I didn't know you had a twin. Fred, you got a twin too? Hey, what twin? Nah, here you go. Yeah, that's right. We twins. Twinning them. Yeah. What you got, twin? Twins. Where's the good way? It's simple. These are simple precepts we gotta be on go with. Romans 7:12 is one. What's the other good way? Proverbs 4:2. Those are the good ways. I want to hear Proverbs 4:2. Right? Let's get that real quick. Hold your precept for Jeremiah. Let's go get that good way. The Lord said, ask of the old path, and where is the good way? It was good when we was doing what? What'd you say to me? It was good? Yeah, I know. I already know. It was good when we was a nation of people. What makes us a nation of people? The laws. It was good when we were keeping the laws. That's what a good way is. Good. Give me Proverbs 4:1 real quick.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, and verse 1. Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father.
That's what we don't like. We don't like them instructions, right? Read on.
And attend to no understanding.
Attend to no understanding. Read. Let's see the good way.
For I give you good doctrine.
I give you good doctrine. Read.
Forsake ye not my law.
Forsake ye not my law. That good way that we were looking for, that the Lord wants us to ask about, is us keeping the laws of the Most High God. Why do you think they stripped us of everything when they brought us over here in the transatlantic slave trade? Because all these things go accordingly to our laws. Our dress code is in our law, right? How we act and look amongst the other nations. This is why they stripped us. They wanted us to be naked or destitute of our laws. Go back to Jeremiah 6:16.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths.
The old path what? Read on.
Where is the good way?
The old path, where is the good way? Right? That's what we're asking about. We're not asking just for the old path. The old path wherein the good ways were, right? Read.
And walk therein.
And do what?
And walk therein.
And walk therein. And do the ways of the prophets and their old ways, right? Read.
And ye shall find rest for your souls.
And you shall do what?
And ye shall find rest for your souls.
This is where you get on the path of what? Salvation, man. Of getting that penny. Read.
But they said, we will not walk therein.
But they said we would not walk therein. This is what our people do. Read 17.
Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
Hearken to the sound of the trumpet, man. He sent watchmen over us, man. Right? Sent the angels over us, man. Sent our forefathers and foremothers over us and said, hearken. listen to the trumpet, or what? Get to understanding of the old ways, the path that you need to follow. Read.
But they said, we will not hearken.
But they said, we will not hearken. So we see that we are gaining the residue of sin from our fathers and mothers continually, because we keep saying we will not hearken, right? So we are steady, gradually going into this sin, like we read in Second Esdras, the first chapter, right? You got something?
Yeah, real quick. Read verse 16 again.
Verse 16 from the top. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths.
And ask for the old paths, because this is a narrative that have been repeated. Who else repeated this? What precepts do brothers have? Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 22, verse 15. Bruce got to be quick on the precepts. I always say, write it next to it. Knowing Bruce got it there. Job 22 and verse 15. This is going into Eliphaz and Teman's conversation. Remember, it was conversations between his friends. Eliphaz, Teman, Job. That's what this is going into, a back and forth. Job chapter 22 and verse number 15. Read this out.
This is the book of Job, chapter 22 and verse 15. Hast thou marked the old way, which wicked men have trodden?
Read it again.
Hast thou marked the old way, which wicked men have trodden?
And this is the point to where it keeps you in the spirit. Have you marked the old way which wicked men have trodden? This is something that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. We have to mark that way, man. Right. Meaning when you mark a way and you veer off from that path, because you done marked it, you can do what? Easily go back and find that path. That's why this Bible is very, very symbolic. It's written in parable forms, but it's also what? A spiritual book to keep us in the old ways. A lot of times brothers and sisters try to do what? They own damn way or a new way. We've been trying it for 200-300 years. How has that been working out for us? Not good. Another precept. Go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 17. Make sure brothers put the precept Job 22:15 next to Jeremiah. Want to make sure brews are tracking the conversation. Track the class.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 17. Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God, and his testimonies and his statutes, which he hath commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good.
Which is what?
Which is right and good.
So by us keeping the commandments, that is doing what? Right and good. This is another precept for good. Saying the same thing in what we just read. Where? Jeremiah. What? Yeah, that. And what else? Romans 7 and 12. Remember, they're not saying anything different from what the prophets wrote, from what Moses wrote. The Bible links up perfectly. People just got to know how to link it up. Go ahead.
What's up, Al? No, we're 6 and 16. Let's read back all praise. Good precepts, man. Make sure y'all write them down, man. That Job 22 is a heavy precept showing you to mark the ways, because you can either mark the way of righteousness or unrighteousness. We have been marked in the ways of unrighteousness, man. Right? Our mothers, our fathers, they marked us into the ways of unrighteousness. Go to church on Sunday. Give your tithes, give your money. They marked the way for us already to go. But that way was what? Seemingly right to us. But in the end, it equals what? Death to our people. Read Jeremiah 6 and 16 again.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
And you shall find rest for your souls. Read.
But they said, we will not walk therein.
It's a great precept, Akpul, man, with that Job. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 8. because like I said, you can mark the way in which to go, which our forefathers marked for us, right?
That's right.
Or you can what? Have the way marked for you by listening to these wicked pastors, these Christian apologetics, man, by playing the game and not going and studying to show yourself approved for yourself, man. You can either have somebody mark the way for you, or you can mark the way of righteousness. Read 10 and 8.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
For regarding not wisdom, they get not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness.
A memorial of foolishness was left to us. Going to church on Sunday, a memorial of foolishness, right? Helping people do things other than what, according to the scriptures, what are law. It's all memorial of foolishness. Like I said, cutting grass on Saturday, I thought that was doing right, but that was a memorial of foolishness left from our forefathers and our what, up to date grandparents, parents, right? A lot of memorial of foolishness has been left breadcrumbs for you to go that way. Just follow that way. We can't do that no more. We got to mark the way, like I brought out in Job 22. Man, mark that way of righteousness now. Now you got to mark it for yourselves. And when you're marking that way, you're marking the wrongs so that you won't make those same mistakes again. We can't fall back into laziness, slothfulness, not getting up for the Sabbath, right? Coming in here at our own times. Like it's a lot that we can learn from on a daily basis, man. Right? But I want to read Jeremiah 16 and 6. 6 and 16 one more time, and then we're going to get into this.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we would not walk therein.
So we want to go into the old paths and see the ways to walk therein. Let's go into this story of the Bible that we definitely know about, David versus Goliath. Let's go to 1 Samuel, because we can already know and deem that this was a good way, right? David did a great act for the children of Israel, for our nation, right? He did things rightful in that way, right? This is one way. The Lord said, ask for the good way and see which way to go. Let's see what David did in these acts of dethroning Goliath. 1 Samuel 17, and we'll start at 33. Let's start at 33. Start at 31. We'll just start at 31.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, and verse 31.
Bring it up.
And when the words were heard, which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with the Philistines.
So off the muscle, we see David as a young babe, man, a young lad, man, not too big, the smallest of his brethren, right? He had the most heart, though. You know, we always talk about that in life, right? You can be small if you want to be, but if you got that heart, I call it that dog in you. If you got that dog in you, then shoot, it really don't matter, right? And this is what David had in him from the jump. But David said what? Read 32 again, because this is the first thing how David jumped it off. David won the battle right here. I'm going to tell y'all from the beginning, David won the battle right here. Read this.
Verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him.
David won the battle right here because he didn't look at the outer exterior of this man. Goliath was way bigger. He was proven. The scriptures say that he was a what? A fighter from the beginning. He was a war tactician, basically, right? But David said, we're not looking at the outer exterior of this guy, and don't let everybody be all sad, right? Ain't nobody sad. Ain't nobody no sad dog. But they say, one mad dog come. Ain't nobody worried about no sad dog. Right? Not sad dog, but mad dog. Yeah, well, mad dog it was a different story, right? Don't be scared of mad dog, man. We good, right? Read it again.
Verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
David right here did the greatest thing he could do, which is have what? Very desirable strength, faith, right? First thing you got to do is believe in yourself. In order for you to beat the situations that are occurring in your life, you have to believe in yourself that you can. Did the Lord make a mistake by choosing you to be a prophet? To be a prophetess? Did the Lord make a mistake by choosing you to be in here? Okay then, well, the first thing is to believe why the Father chose you and what? Excel in that off the muscle right there. That's why I say you got to have that dog in you, man. We look at things and situations, and we get put in situations that we feel like that we can't win. When the Lord already said, well, I got a door open for you, you just got to open it. David said, I'm going to open this door because I ain't worried about how this dude look, right? You got something?
Because even before then, like how David went, he did what? He searched the old paths. What prophet? It was pretty much the same account. Who remembers? So we know David's during the time of Samuel. This is what brothers and sisters have to understand chronology in the Bible. Who else had this same similar situation where they was talking about giants? Brothers and sisters don't know. Y'all got to read, damn it. They say don't piss captains off this morning. Yes. You saying it like you wasn't sure. You know, that's the point. I need brothers to be on point. I need sisters to be on point. If you don't know these particular stories, brothers and sisters got to go back and read it. Let me read it real quick. Go to Numbers chapter 13, verse 30, and give it back to Captain Yara. It was the same account. That's why this is a great, great class that Ak is bringing out.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 30. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses.
Why? Because guess what? They was all in a panic mode. The Africans, they giants, they big people. We can't take them down. Right. Caleb already instilled in his heart, just like who? Just like David did. Right. Like, hey, the Most High God is with us. We can take down anything, man. Read on up.
And said, let us go up at once and possess.
And do what up?
And possess.
Read on up.
For we are well able to overcome it.
But what? Read on up.
But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we.
For they are what up?
For they are stronger than we.
Man, that's the heart of some of our people, man. Read on up.
And they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof.
Read on up.
And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature.
Are men of a great stature. Didn't Goliath have a great stature? Same thing. Read on up.
And there we saw the giants.
Saw the who?
Saw the giants.
This is not talking about 50-foot men. No, brothers and sisters, man, don't take your mind to those particular type of the book of Enoch. Read on up.
The sons of Anak.
The sons of Anak, Hamitic African people. Right. They get tall, even like the Watutsis. A lot of them people say the shortest of them be like 6'11". Read on up.
Which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers.
As what up?
As grasshoppers.
Read on up.
And so we were in their sight.
Go ahead, up.
All praises, man. Great account, man. And this is what we have to institute back in our lives, because again, like we're saying, where we're going is going to be for a turn, right? Because there are great giants even amongst ourselves in our own bodies. Y'all got to listen to that. It's going to be giants amongst our own selves and our own bodies. Let's go bring up reports and say, I can't beat that. I can't beat that. I've been doing this too long. I've been cussing niggas out all my life, and you want me to stop cussing niggas out now? Yeah, what you want me to do? I've been slapping this. I've been right hand, left hand, 2 times, back and forth, left, right, slap. Like my father was yeah. This ain't no assistant pimping going on over here. This was real life situation. And you mean to tell me that you want my pimp hand to be what? Weak? Yeah. Situations. That's what we talking about. But let's go back. Great account that I brought up, man, with Caleb, man. Good job, twin. Let's go back to the story, David and Goliath.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, and verse 32.
Bring it out.
And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
Right. So right now, like we said, off the muscle, the first thing that we got to do is be able to understand that we are set up for a reason, that the Lord put us in these situations for a reason. Read.
And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go up against this Philistine to fight with him.
Look, and then this the king. This the king. The king telling little old David, nah, David, nah. This a whole different ball game, David. Right? Read on.
For thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
Do you see that? So Saul is saying, hey, even putting that's a wicked spirit. Right. That spirit comes out in a lot of battles. That wicked spirit right there comes out in a lot of battles. Nah, you can't do it. Bring up situations or areas where you failed at or you weak at. That's right. David, in a sense, was a youth at war. Philistine, Goliath was from a war tactic from his youth. See, situations like this gonna come up in every battle that we be tested in. That's right. You gonna have that spirit right there on you. Boy, please. Boy, please. That little nigga will run you down. You 48 years old. You better not try to run anything. It's gonna have a spirit that's gonna be touching you. That's gonna what? Try to hinder you from what? Fighting that battle. And that's why we give up a lot of times. That's why we lose those battles right there, because it starts from the top. Go ahead.
And Captain Yara is making a great point, because the thing is, it'll come in a physical form, but it also, more importantly, comes in where? In a spiritual form. You have a brother or sister that try to sow what? Doubting you when you're trying to do righteous. The main ops of that is who? Your own family. Your own family, when you tell them that you're trying to actually keep the commandments of the Most High, you got them saying, that's a cult. Mom, I'm following the same Bible you follow, that you're supposed to be reading. Daddy, I'm doing the same thing that Christ was doing. You had that also among family members and amongst also with friends, sisters with sisters, brothers with brothers, even in the congregation. You want to make sure if you spot those particular spirits that you do what? That you avoid those particular spirits. Correct those particular spirits with the scriptures. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Go ahead, Doc.
Big gun, because you definitely go spot your flaws. You go spot you. It's gonna be you that stop you from fighting that your own battle. I'm weak in this area. I'm not used to doing things this way. Why? Because the wickedness of our forefathers, like the scripture said, they have overtaken us, right? We used to cussing a Negro right back out, right? We used to cussing a sister right back out. We used to doing everything against what the Father instilled for us to do. So a lot of times that spirit go come from you. You're going to sow doubt in your own battle to lose that battle. You're going to do it. I'm not built up enough, right? Even, I'm not going to lie, even me first teaching, going out street teaching, say, man, you know who lost the battle every time from the jump? It was me. Because I was so worried about, well, what if somebody comes and tests or tries me in this area and I'm not that great in it? I lost the battles myself a lot, right? The whole time, the Bible is showing me to what? Look in the days of old, and look how many battles you won that you don't even know why you won and how you won. Well, you won because Christ was right there with you. The Most High was right there with you. Right. But we doubt ourselves. This is that spirit of doubt right here. You can't have doubt. Like I said, I asked everybody in here, did the Lord make a mistake choosing you to be a leader of this nation? Because whether you know it or not, sisters, you are leaders too, because you are showing the nation. Oh man, our sisters, they are a piece of work right now. And it takes for the modesty of our sisters in this classroom right now, the headstrong to not fall back into the ways of the world, sisters to do that. Yeah, prophetess, yeah, leader in that area, showing the younger sisters or the sisters of the world what they are doing to themselves, belittling themselves, man, making themselves of none effect, right? So everybody, the Lord didn't choose you for nothing. So that spirit of doubt will come. Let's get back to it. Verse 33.
Verse 33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
So this is where that spirit of doubt comes from, right? Read on.
And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock.
Read on.
And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him.
So David, once again, is what? He's hyping himself up, man. What they say, hype me up. Hype me up. I'll hype me up. I'll hype you. Oh, you don't think I'm going to get this victory? Well, damn it, let me hype myself up, man. It was a bear, right? Caught him by his beard, right? Yes, strangled him. It was a lion, right? Had to get him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got to go into too many details. But yeah, I've been doing this. I've been winning battles. Yeah, I'm capable. I'm strong. What do you say? Strong man. Man. Yeah, you got to hype yourself up. Who gonna hype me up? I hype me up. Yeah, hype yourself up. Sorry. How do you hype yourself up knowing that you've been keeping the commandments of the Most High God all along and they haven't? Knowing that you got the one true God on your side, and that Exodus 14:14 said what?
Lord shall fight for you.
Let my God whoop your ass, basically. Because I can't slap you how the Lord can pimp slap you. I can't. Right? I can't kick the out of you like the Lord can kick the out of you. Right? I mean, my hand is pretty good, you know. My kick leg, my kickball leg is strong, right? I'm 2 for 3 every now and then. I'm second base, right? Third base, right? I'm down for getting on base a couple of times, but the Lord kickball leg, hey, talking about kicking you out of there. So we have to hype ourselves up in battles, man. This is what David did. Y'all see David? He just did this. Saul told him, "You ain't no war. You ain't no man of war." David say, "Boy, please." Like I said, there was a lion and a bear, and I handled that. I took care of that. Right? We have to hype ourselves up. Read on.
Verse 36. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living God.
See, because he did what? He defied the armies of the living God. It ain't that he talking to me and telling me that I'm weak or something like that, right? It ain't even about me. I'm fighting for my God, man, right? I'm just going to set myself up for my God, right? I'm going to set... Yariel, what is that? Yariela, what is that? Where we going? Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to set myself here and just stand here and let the Lord use. What is that? I know you know it. You better know it. You better know it. I say you better know it. What is it? Because you always bring it to me. So now I want to put you on the spot. All right? What is it? Oh, Lord have mercy. Is that what you're going to say? Let me find it right quick. See, you got to have you help me out, man. She always bring this one up, man. There you go. What? There you go. Help your man out. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 17 right quick. You better have knew that. I know you know that. Put you on blast. That's all it is. You know, we don't like to get put on blast, but this is the thing about it. That's the battle, right? Yeah, win that battle. 17. What was it, 20 and 17? Yeah. All right, sister. All right, sister. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 20 and 17 right quick.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
Ye shall not need to fight in this battle.
Uh-huh.
Set yourselves. Stand ye still.
You ain't got to fight these battles. Just stand. Just show up. David said, I'm going to show up. Right? David is hyping himself up to show up for the battle. The Bible says that what? You don't need to fight this battle. You ain't got to fight. You ain't got to fight. Let the Lord do the fighting for you. Read.
Ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves and stand ye still.
And do what?
And stand ye still.
How you gonna win a battle standing still? Man. That's because you just showed up for the Lord. Read on.
And see the salvation of the Lord with you.
And see the salvation and see the victory that's coming with you. Read.
O Judah and Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
Fear not, nor be dismayed.
The Bible is giving you the game. Fear not, nor be dismayed. You go into a battle fearful, you're going to lose it. You go into the battle with that doubtful spirit on your shoulder, you're going to lose. Right? You're going to lose. Finish this out.
Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord will be with you.
For the Lord will be with you. This is what David is knowing. David is not thinking this. David knows this. Let's go back to 1 Samuel.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 36. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear.
Uh-huh.
And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living God.
David said, the same way I did these birds and lions, this he gonna be the same way. Read on.
David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
Uh-huh.
And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord will be with thee.
So now, yeah, he done hyped himself up. Now Saul done changed his mind. Well, shit, we're going to go then, young brother. Right? Read on.
Verse 38, and Saul armed David with his armor, and he put a helmet of brass upon his head. Also, he armed him with a coat of mail.
Uh-huh.
And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off of him.
So David said, I don't need all this. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Money Talk. He say, hey, man, I just need a few of these. He needs some guns, right? Just a few of these, one of these, two of these. I'm going to get you the stuff, man. I got you, right? This is Chris Tucker talking. But his partner tried to give him the big guns, right? He was like, yeah, dude. He like, whoa, watch it. That's a big gun, you know. All right, I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Just give me a few of these, and I'm going to be all right, right? We're finna do some running and things. I don't need that big. I just need a few of these. This is what David is telling Saul. Hey, man, you trying to give me all this extra? I don't need all that. I'm finna take the Lord with me. David telling Saul, I don't need all that armor. All I need is what the armor of the Lord. I'm taking the Lord with me, right? Keep reading. We going back. You got something? Go ahead. I want to read the story, and then we're gonna go back. because like I said, we want to get into it. We want to dive into it. But if you got something, go ahead.
Because even as they going into the shield represents what? The armor. What? Spiritually, what? A shield is what? I mean, a sword is what? The Bible. Thanks, Art. Remember, and I know sometimes the story be so interesting and so good that a lot of times brothers and sisters miss what? The spiritual aspect of it.
That's right.
A lot of times, even when he's saying I have not proved them yet, that's why we always tell brothers and sisters to do what?
Right.
Write it in your Bible. You proving your sword.
That's right.
Your sword, hey, you sharpen it. You know how it cuts. If I swing it this way, it cuts smoother than when I come backhanded.
Right.
This is what David is telling them. Brothers and sisters got to think on their spiritual side on these things. It's not that it didn't actually happen. It actually happened. But these things are what are double to that which is. It's a carnal side of the scriptures. And more importantly, it's a spiritual side to the scriptures. We have to prove the words of the scriptures. You have to be able to understand where you are taking good notes, where you are not. Hey, I know about this particular history. I don't know a lot about that particular history. Because when we ask the questions in class, you got that brother, that sister that do what? When I'm looking up, that's who I want right there, because I know they not reading. That's all it's showing. You ain't reading. You go home, take your little notes in the class. I'm out partying all night.
Class show was good today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Class was good today. I
Go ahead.
Say.
Go ahead.
Big Con, let's read on. Let's finish. We're gonna read this story and then we're gonna double down, all right?
Verse 39. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him.
Read on.
And he took his staff in his hand, and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, and put them in a shepherd's bag, which he had, even in a scrip. And his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine.
David took what he was known for taking, right? David said, I'm just gonna take my staff, take a couple stones, you know what I'm saying, with the sword, with the slingshot, and it's about to go down, right? He took what he was used to. Read.
And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth, and ruddy, and of a fair countenance.
And see, this is things that happen too. When you go into a battle, first of all, ain't nothing like going to a battle knowing you go win, right? There's nothing like it. I'm telling you, back in my days, it was not, I'm talking about the greatest day was knowing that I was finna have a fight and I was about to crush them. Ain't nothing like a sweet victory, right? You know it's going down. You know they can't mess with you. What is this dude problem? This is what Goliath looked at David like. It's a sweet victory. Easy work. All of the Israelite armies I've put down, and y'all gonna bring this little guy? He like, yeah, sweet victory, right? But you can't go into a battle like that, right? You never go into a battle. That's how Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas, man. That still hurts me to this day. That's another topic, another story. Sisters like, what is he talking about? Yeah, Mike Tyson got beat by old lonely Buster Douglas. Next fight, Holyfield knocked Buster Douglas out in like the 3rd round. But he put them paws on Tyson. Still hurt me. But he went into that fight thinking that it was a sweet victory. We can't do that no more, right? You're going to have to go into these battles and make sure that you're ready for this battle, because it's just as sure as you're not, you get defeated. Go ahead, out.
What we want to touch on in this verse, I want to see what brothers and sisters is paying attention and keep their ear to the Israelite streets. What word? Read verse 42 again. What you got, Bilal? What's the word? You already know. Yep. We want to touch on that because the thought is that what? David was ruddy. He was a white man. Ruddy means red. What does the word ruddy mean? Any brother or sister know? What does it mean? What you got in your car? Just a light-skinned brother. That's all it means. I want to read this right quick. This is out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. A lot of times, brothers and sisters need to go into this book. Brothers and sisters need to. You need to get your study habits up. The book of the Zondervan. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible book, page 510, the definition of ruddy. Ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion, in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews. Now, if brothers and sisters don't have reading comprehension skills, they either might kind of catch you up with that. But see, it says red and fair. But you have to tell them what? Let's keep reading. In contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews. Meaning the Hebrews, the Israelites, were known for being a what? A melanated race. But you also had what? Israelites that had lighter complected skin. Do brothers and sisters understand this? Just like we always say, when we say a red brother, do we mean Esau red in the face? No. All we're talking about is a what? A lighter skinned brother. It's different words for different contexts. Red bones, that's right. Go ahead. I'm
gonna tell you, this one is light skin, dark skin beef started right here, man. Right here. Jump over to 16, man. 16 and 12. Read 16 and 12 of 1 Samuel. This what is light skin. You know, y'all know how it go. Y'all know they were talking about them light skinned Negroes can't fight. Light skinned niggas can't fight. Right? This where it started right here, y'all. This the first instinct of instituting light skinned niggas can't fight. Watch this. Y'all see, I was laughing because I had to say it, man. Y'all looking at that red brother. I'm looking right at him. Yeah, I'm looking right at him. That's why I'm laughing. Read this. Watch this. Watch this. Now, they looking for the sons of Jesse, right? They done found everybody except David. Read this 12.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, and verse 12.
Read 11 real quick.
Verse 11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither.
Verse 12.
And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful countenance.
Yeah, this was a Shamar Moore looking. This nigga, this nigga, Shamar Moore, pretty Ricky, what they called him, man. For you, y'all making me look for Pretty Ricky, man. We done seen all the other brothers. They out here looking like Wesley Snipes, and then y'all gonna show me Pretty Ricky, man. Read it on.
And goodly to look to.
And goodly to look to. This brother, this good looking dude, y'all. This is the dude, y'all. Come on, man. This is the first institution of light skinned niggas that can't fight. This is where they brought it up, right? This where it came from, y'all. This us, right? This dude is ruddy. He's of a beautiful countenance. This is the guy that I'm looking for, right? This is where it started, right here, man. Right? Let's go back to the story. Just wanted to show y'all that right quick, man. You know, that's why they keep instituting and saying that he's ruddy. This ruddy little dude right here, right? Let's go back and read 42 again.
And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. But this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 42.
Bring it out.
And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance.
See, and that's another thing. Look how this Philistine goes talking about he was fair countenance. Don't look at me like that, Negro. That's another reason he had to knock him out, man. Goliath talking about he a fur countenance. That's the African stuff, man. Yeah, going on with that. We ain't worried about don't call me no fur countenance, brother. That would have made me pull 2 pebbles out of my thing. Hey, man, say, bro, you better go on, man. I already got the Lord with me now. Go ahead.
And the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog that thou
yes.
thou comest
go
to
ahead.
me with staves, and the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
So see how the mistake was made. Like he said, he cursed David by his gods, right? Read on.
And the Philistine said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field.
Okay, so he said he go whoop him. Read on.
Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied.
That's tough. That's tough. That's some real spiritual power right there. That's how you believe on your father. You believe on your nation of people. You came to me with a sword. I'm sitting here with a staff and a slingshot. Most importantly, I'm sitting there with the Most High God, the Lord of hosts, on me. Read on.
This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hands, and I will smite thee and take thine head from thee.
Woo!
And I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God of Israel in Israel.
Now, you know, everybody that was with David, after he said that, everybody looking like, you looking like, David, hold on. Dang, you said you gonna take his head? We like, woo. We ain't seen this brother work. He talk a good game. We ain't seen him work, though. You know, you got that one partner, he just talking to the biggest dude and ain't got no hands. So you know him. You like, chill out, bro. We go out to do all the work. Stop it, right? They kind of looking at David like, woo, you gonna take his head? Okay. We in for it, right? Let's see. Go ahead.
And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear.
Man.
For the battle is the Lord.
The battle is who?
Is the Lord.
Come, read on.
And he will give you into our hands.
Read on, 48.
And it came to pass, when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, and David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine.
David ran toward the fight. Wasn't no staggering. Hold on, y'all. We on 3. 1, 2. Nah, wasn't none of that. Once David seen it was going down, he ran toward the fight. Let's get it. That's right. That's how we got to look at these battles. We got to run toward them, man. You can't run away from you excelling in this truth, man. You can't run away from your God-given talent that the Lord is saying, well, you're not going to be like the other brothers and sisters no more. I'm going to make you greater. I'm going to make you that true light to the Gentiles. You can't run from it. Go ahead.
And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth.
All praises. Read on.
So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David.
And he did it without a sword. Read on.
Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled.
So we always look at these accounts, man. That was a great account of David and the power in believing in the Father, because a stone or a pebble wasn't going to do it for this David, for Goliath, but a stone of the Most High God, right, did it. So when we look at this story in the Bible of what happened, when you look at it from yourself, if you were in the mirror, who would be David? In the mirror, looking in the mirror, who would be David? You would. You'd be David? Brother. Brother, I get it. Okay, so you David. So in the mirror, who is Goliath? No. No, it ain't. No. Who? Say it again. That's exactly what you're looking at. This nigga talking about the dark niggas.
What the hell?
When you look into that mirror, you are David, but you looking at Goliath too. This is what we're going into. This is going into the spirit versus flesh, man. Right? This is going into you overcoming you. Because David is in you, but you just got a small David in you, right? Why is that? Because 6, 5, 3 years, 1 year, 8 years, 10 years into the truth compared to the 20, 30 years of the world. Yeah, that old man is Goliath. And every time you try to beat that battle with that new man, that old man Goliath is standing there like, nigga, you can't beat me. I've been here 30 years. Yeah, you want to change your attitude? I'm your attitude. Now you got little old David, the spirit that is within you that you do have, right? The few years of understanding who you are, the few years of you learning your nationality and how to beat it, it's small. It's small. So when that old man look at that new man, that old man is Goliath. That old man go bring up that what? Nigga, you can't beat me, spirit. Remember, you just lost the battle last week. You just went off and cussed so-and-so out. This is Goliath talking to you. And now you finna change it right here and right now? You can't do it. This is how we got to look at these things, man, and see that we need to look for the old ways in every aspect. And this aspect, looking in the old way, is what? Beating yourself. Winning your battles. Let's go back into this and let's get some precepts out of this now. Let's go back to 1 Samuel. Start at verse 30. Start at verse 33. Because now we want to see what we have to do in order to what? Overcome ourselves in this battle of David versus Goliath. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, and verse 33.
Bring it out.
And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, but he a man of war from his youth.
So here goes that spirit of what? What is the spirit of? Doubt. This is a spirit of doubt on your shoulder. Goliath is that spirit of doubt telling you that you've been this same Negro for 28, 35, 42 years. And that you can't overcome whatever it is that you're trying to overcome. Let's go to 1 Peter 2 and 2. Hold your precepts. We're going to be going back to Samuel, 1 Samuel. Let's go to 1 Peter 2 and 2. Here's that spirit of doubt. Nigga, you too old. You gone what? Too far in the world. You've been cussing people out for 30 years. Now you're trying to be all goody two-shoe for 5. 1 Peter 2 and 2.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye, have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
Read it again.
Verse 2 from the top. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word.
As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk. Newborn babes, we want to desire that win. We want to desire that change. Right? We want to desire it. They said, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk. How were you desiring the sincere milk? When you first heard the truth, how great it felt to you, man. Everybody knows they can understand an account of when they first heard that truth and they first made that change into being an Israelite, how desirable it was, right? And how you wanted that feeling to stay. This is how you want to desire when you want to beat and beat Goliath or beat you yourself, right? You want to desire that milk. You want to desire that win, right? This is what David did. David desired the win from the beginning. David said, well, I'm going to tell you like this. We're going to get him. And we're going to get him because we got the one true God. This is the desire you need to have on you to want to beat that old man or that old woman. See, It ain't about beating them because counsel say, captains told me I got to do this. Captain said the counsel is this. Nah, you got to have that desire yourself to want to get that victory. As much as we want brothers and sisters to win, and we want that spirit to resonate around the whole camp, right? Everybody should be wanting each other to win. But as much as I want you to win, you have to want you to win more than I even do, man. Right? So you want to have that desire to win. David had the desire to win, right? Let's go to 2 Peter 5. You want to have that desire, right? You want to have that in order to beat a lot of that old man or to beat a lot of that old woman. The desire to win, that I'm not going to fail at this point. I'm not going to let this brother or this sister fail me again, man, right? The desire to win. 2 Peter 5 and
1 Peter.
Did I say first?
No, you said 6.
5 and 3. My bad. I write terrible, man. 3 and 18.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
But grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai.
Grow in grace. We have to grow in the grace that the Lord gives us. If you have an opportunity to beat the old man, that's grace that the Lord has given you. So what you want to do is grow in that. Read.
To him be glory both now and forever. Amen.
So we want to be able to grow in the opportunity. Basically, that's what we're growing in. The opportunity to beat or what? Cut through that next barrier, right? To cut up to break through that next ceiling, right? So we want to have the desire to win, and we also want to be opportunities. What's the word? I tried it. There you go, that brother. Hey, that's that light skin. You took the words out of them. Ready, well, them Cali ready. Them boys know how to say them words, don't they? Now another. Say it again. You want to be what? Yes. So you want to be desirable to win, but the opportunity that the Lord gave you to win, you want to be what? Happy about that as well. Because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to win their next battle.
That's right.
They grace done what? Failed them, right? They don't have opportunity to keep fighting. That's why you want to grow in that opportunity, right? Let's go to 2nd Edges 4 and 2. These are the desirables that you must have in order to beat that old man, that old woman, because they're gonna creep up on you. Goliath is that old man, and he's there. He's there.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
And said, thy heart had gone too far in this world.
See that doubt. That's that Goliath doubt right there. Your heart done gone too far in this world. You've been doing too much niggerness in this world for you to now become what, an Israelite. Oh, now you want to treat it like it's an Israelite camp. You was just a nigger yesterday. You was a nigger at the table before yesterday. You spoke as a nigger 2 weeks ago. Right? But it said you going too far in this world. That's that doubtful spirit to make you not even want to fight the battle. Man, I know I ain't gonna win this battle. I'm too far in this world. I've been doing this too long. There go that doubtful spirit right there. Read it again.
Verse 2 from the top. And said, thy heart had gone too far in this world. And thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High?
Then you think you gonna be able to beat this battle? As far as you've been going into this world, as much wickedness if you pulled out, right? The things that you've done, and you think that you go what? Win this battle now all of a sudden? That's that spirit of doubt, right? That's what Saul told David. You are not a war tactician like he is. And that right there will make you not even fight the battle. Right? That right there won't even have you fighting the battle, that doubt. So you want to have the desire to win the battle, and you want to be thankful for the opportunity that the Lord gives you to win it, right? Because a lot of times we be like, this is too tough. It's too hard. Who said I can win this battle? The Lord. Why am I set up for this battle? Because the Lord gave you the opportunity to. And you got to relish in that. Let's go back to 1 Samuel 17.
Let me get a precept real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's go to that Genesis chapter 32, verse 28. That's what we always tell brothers and sisters. That's why even coming back to our nationality, coming back to our heritage, remember the names that we got, our names had what? Meanings. Even in Yasharallah, even in Israel, that name has a meaning. That name has a meaning. Brothers and sisters need to meditate on that name. Bruce, get that? Read that right quick.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 27.
Break it out.
And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
But who?
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
But who, Bruce?
But Israel.
Read on out.
For as a prince has thou power with God and with men, has prevailed.
And has prevailed. The power within our name gives us the ability to prevail over anything. That's why I started off even from the beginning with our name. That's that type of spiritual power that we have that no other nation of people have, man. They can understand how we are still here, even though we are still knee deep in oppression. Genocide. We got our own people coming against us, and we got all other nations that come against us. But guess what? We still here fighting and scratching and surviving and trying to keep God's commandments. Right. These are precepts that brothers and sisters need to meditate on. Go ahead, Doc.
And that's exactly what we are going into. Our praises. I brought that precept out because that's the power that the Lord gives us, right? That's the same power that David led with, right? That power that he could beat this system, be whatever the case may be, beat Goliath with no worries. Before we go back, let's go to Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Because the Lord has given you power to beat Goliath every day.
That's right.
You just gotta use it. This ain't requiring you to go and hit the gym and put 225 on that thing and get your pump your iron, right? This ain't what it's required to do. You ain't got to go throw them 3 plates on these sides and start doing your squats, man. You know what I'm saying? Looking in the mirror, hitting you, the bicep. Yeah, look real good. This ain't that. This ain't the power this ain't that power that you need. Right? You don't need all that. Read this.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy.
And over all the powers of the enemy. He said, I've given you this power already. This ain't something you got to go, put your muscle to the, you know what I'm saying? Nah, he gave you that power already. The way you gain this power is by what? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Because the scripture said that your strength is your law, right? According to 1 Corinthians 15. So your strength is your law. So the only thing you got to do to keep getting this power that the Lord is giving you is keeping the law, right? Read it again.
Verse 19 from the top. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
And nothing by any means shall hurt you. That versus battle, it won't hurt you because the Lord is giving you that power. Go to Sirach 17 and read verse 2. Like Ox said, our name is already power, right? On top of just our names being power, now the Lord has given us the power to overcome our enemies, which is that Goliath, and that which is in you, right? The Goliath in you, he's giving you the power to overcome that. Read this.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 17, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein.
And power over the things therein. We know that it's a short time right now, right? The Lord said he's speeding up the time for the children of Israel, the elect's sake. But he within this short time, he's given us that power to what? Be able to what? Overcome the Goliath in you. Let's go back to 1 Samuel. So your name has power. The Lord has told you that you have power to overcome scorpions, to overcome the powers of this world. You just have to use it, man. That's right. Just have to use it. The Bible says the word reassure yourself through what? Through the scriptures. Go look into the days of old. Go look and see how David overcame Goliath, and let that be your reassurance of how you can overcome you. That's right. Read verse 34.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 34.
Bring it out.
And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock.
Read.
And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him.
Read on.
Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living God.
So when you come into the battle of you versus you, David and Goliath, right? Now, what did David have to do? He had to bring up occasions when he what? Won.
That's right.
Yeah, he had to go back and look at some victories that he already had. See, that's the small, minute David in you. Well, what about the time that you overcame, even though it was a small victory? She said this, I could have cussed her, but I said, thank you, sister. The water, sister. What about that time, right? What about the time when they tried to choke you in the smoke backyard, man? And that ain't different. That's not different, right? That's the same thing. See, what David had to do now was find battles that he already won. Like I said, he hyped his own self up. He had to already find battles that he had won through the name of the Most High God so that he could win this next victory. You got to look into it, man. You got to look into it, man. You have to. This is the only way you're going to beat that Goliath inside of you. Or else that Goliath go what? Choke you out in smoke backyard. And it's going to be simple as that. You're going to be like, baby boy, mama. Yeah, he going to come get you. Straight choke you out. You have to look up and look and see when the Lord what? Overcame and fought for you. And how he handled that situation for you, and how good it was instead of you having to handle it yourself, right? You go into a fight, you come out of that thing clean, no licks, hand ain't hurting, right? You ain't got no cuts and bruises on your knuckles. I ain't even have to do it. Yeah, don't be like this guy. Yeah, don't go into that battle because Goliath will choke you out. Who is that Goliath? That's that old man in you. Yeah, that old man in you will choke you out just like that.
We'll say, how you calling for your mama?
How you calling for your mama? Right? And that's not what we want, man. David had to look and see upon battles that he already won. Let's go to Romans 13.
Let me get a precept real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 44. Because even like Ak is touching on, remember, we always want to go over these accounts. That's why Ak was bringing out Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Going back and reading over the things that our forefathers did, seeing how they overcame those particular things, and then putting that onto our spirit, man. Like I said, I love the book of Sirach, book of wisdom of Solomon, especially Sirach chapter 44. 44 and chapters 47, going over the history, going over famous men. Read this right quick.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 44, and verse 16.
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Let us now praise famous men.
So we want to praise famous men. We're not talking about the Jay-Z's. Right. We're not talking about LeBron James. No, we talk about men of the Most High. Read on up.
And our fathers that begat us.
And our fathers that begat us. Read on up.
The Lord had wrought great glory by them through his great power.
It says the Lord had wrought great glory by them through his great power. Read on up.
From the beginning.
From the what up?
From the beginning.
So this is an account of the Most High God showing us that he have always dealt with our forefathers and have worked with them and have given them great power to overcome great obstacles. This is an account that brothers and sisters need to read about, need to meditate on. Read on up.
Such as did bear rule in their kingdoms.
In their what?
In their kingdoms.
In their kingdoms, or even on a smaller scale in the congregation. Read on up.
Men renowned for their power.
Read on up.
Giving counsel by their understanding.
Giving counsels by their understandings. Read on up.
And declaring prophecies.
And declaring prophecies. These are men that we need to praise. These are men that we need to, guess what? Look up the histories, look up the records and see what they did in times of need, in times when the spirit, guess what, got weak. What did they do? What scriptures did they apply, and how did they overcome those particular type of things? When you go into this, it names Asaph, it names Enoch, it names Noah, it names Abraham, it names all these particular different famous men, and it continues from chapters 47. Go ahead, Up.
Because that's a great precept. Make sure y'all precept that in, man, because it's showing you what the Lord did within our forefathers and how he brought them out of situations and what we should do to look upon them, man, right? Because we get brought out those same situations if we take heed of what they did, right? David, in this sense, what we're talking about now, he had to go find victories that he had already won in order to make sure that he was proven enough to win this next victory, right? Let's go to Romans 13 and 14. He made no provisions. This is what, a lot of people make provisions for the flesh. Oh, well, that's who I am. No, it ain't. That's who you was. Well, I don't want to be that person. What then what? Show yourself to what? Be approved. What then what? Start taking heed of what you have to do. Make no provisions. Read this.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 13.
Bring it out.
Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting.
I'm glad you read 13 because you have to walk honestly. Be honest with yourself. Know where you're weak at and strengthen yourself in that area so that you can be Goliath. See, the only reason Goliath is Goliath because he's stronger than you in those areas. He's proven himself in those areas a lot of times. Now you want to prove yourself with the spirit. It's easy to go and try to win a victory with the flesh. And it's not going to work because you've been trying to win victories with your flesh all your life. Now you want to institute the spiritual side of it, how you gained, because we grow in spirit. We shouldn't have the same spirit from last year as this year. It should be growth. Same thing. Year before, your spirit should be growing. So as you grow in your spirit, you should be able to obtain victories that you wasn't able to obtain last year, last month, last week, yesterday, 5 minutes ago. Somebody in their mind right now just lost the big hand. Why am I like this? Because that's what the scriptures say. Our forefathers have put that. Why am I? We done said, hey, how many times you can say, why am I like this, man? Why? I'm just got out of just sinning already. This is why. This is the condition of the battle, though. This is why you must go over and prove yourself. This ain't nothing but proving yourself to win when Jacob's trouble comes, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you, this ain't nothing but proving yourself for when Jacob's trouble comes. When it get real gangster. When it get gangster, Ghetto Boys said, hey, that's one of the realest songs. That made me stop tripping a little bit when I was in college, because it was like, it's getting a little gangster, bro. I was putting the pistols and stuff now. Yes. People done got shot in the butt and stuff, like it's getting a little gangster. Or you go continue down this road. Yeah, or you gonna fight or run. This is getting yourself together for when Jacob's trouble come, to pass these tests, to become able men and women, right? Able men and women, man, for the Most High God. But read on, but it's great that he said, read verse 13, because you got to know yourself, prove yourself. Read on.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, and verse 13. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in riotings and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying.
That's the flesh. All of that he just read, that's the flesh. We're not walking in that anymore. We finna choke them out. We finna choke them out. Read on.
But put ye on the Lord Yahweh Shai, and make not provision for the flesh.
And make not what?
Provision for the flesh.
Stop making excuses, man. That's right. Stop. Well, that's the way the Lord made. No, it ain't. This the way that you made yourself. The Lord made you what? A prince with power. That's what he made you. Upright, right? Through all this. Matter of fact, let's get that, man. Give me that Proverbs 29. Hold your precept. I'm glad I said that's a great precept, man. He didn't make you like this. Like we just said, why am I like this? The Lord didn't make you like this. Ecclesiastes 7:29. I had it backwards. The water. All praises. I know some of my preceptors go get me right. Ecclesiastes 7:29. Salakia.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse 29.
The water.
Lo, this only have I found, that God had made man upright.
Why did he make me like that? He made you upright. He made you right. Right? But through the inventions of the world, right? But through all the triggers of our forefathers and mothers that has been what? Passed down to us. This is why we are here right now. Read on.
But they have sought out many inventions.
Well, we sought out many inventions, man. That's what we did. The Lord made us upright. But the trickle down effect, the Wisdom of Solomon 10:8, where he left behind a trail of unrighteousness, we sought out that. So now we are here trying to what? Get back over and overcome that Goliath in us, right? So, like I said, David had to try to bring up victories to understand where he had won from so that he can win again. Go to Colossians chapter 3. Start at verse 5.
It's the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth.
So this is what David was doing. He was mortifying or killing off every aspect that was not going to be good for him to win his victory. You see, in the story, David never made any provision or had any ill will to say about the fight. Why? Because he was trying to mortify those members that won't help him win the victory. You got to cut them things off. Or that spirit of doubt going to be right there with you going into the fight. Or that spirit of fear going to be right there with you going into the fight. You got to mortify and knock them off. This is what David was doing. Read it again.
This is the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness,
read on,
inordinate affection,
read on,
evil concupiscence,
read,
and covetousness, which is idolatry.
These are all things that will hinder you from winning that battle. So what should you do? Cut them off, man. Mortify them, right? Read.
For which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience.
Because when you deal with these things, that wrath come upon you. You get baby boyed, right? The wrath come upon you. That's what happens. Read on.
Verse 7. And the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them.
That's the problem. There go that old man. The way you walk, you used to walk this way sometimes. Yeah, you was big dog. You was OG this and talk noise that and sister mouth of the year. Like, yeah, you all that. You want it. You want it. Yeah, you want it. In the year, you got a ribbon. They gave you a ribbon in your hood because you talk more trash than the trash truck pull up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? You used to walk that way, but you can't walk that way no more. That's how you're going to beat the battles. You can't walk the way that you used to walk and think you still going to win the same battle. You can't do it. Well, I'm going to institute a little bit of this cussing nigga out with a law or two here. You can't do it. The Lord said, mortify the members, or he said what? Verse 6, he said, or you're going to be, or the wrath is going to come upon you. That's right. So you can't win without doing it the way of the Lord. Go ahead.
What's the root word of mortify? Mortar. What is mortar used for? To build, to strengthen walls. You're strengthening your members. like you say, even like Ak is going over, you know what you deal with, whether it's your mouth, whether it's your actions to run swift to wickedness, whether it's your actions to want to listen or entertain wickedness, because that is a spirit that's out there as well. Like we say, we finding out, like we say, hey, people love to listen to wickedness, and they not calling out the person that is saying that wickedness, man. You want to enable those things. You have to mortify those things, man. Brews have to be in control and discipline in their spirits just as well as sisters as well. Go ahead, Doc.
Y'all didn't even see it. Little Brew walked up here like he finna go mess with Rise. I gave him that look. He hit the brakes like he saw a ghost. Oh, yeah, because he know now. He learning. He mortified, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. That's my point. You see him twin, that boy backed up like he saw that pills. Oh, whoa, he playing strap games. He got his mind right. But that's how we should do. And like Ox said, that's great with mortify, because mortar is like building. But in this instance, mortar is telling you to cut it off. You got to cut off things to build it, right? You can't build it with, like we talked about a class I did before, and with the hewn stone, right? Or mixed. Well, I'm going to try to use a little bit of the old man and the new one. No, I can't do that. You got to mortify the build and cut things off in order to make it grow. That's what we have to do. Read verse 7.
Verse 7. And the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. But now ye also put off all these.
You used to live in them. You used to that. You can't do that no more. But now put off what?
But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth.
Read that again. You're not gonna win the battle with filthy communication still coming out of your mouth. You can't even listen to the, because it's beep, 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 beep. Once I beep, beep, when you beep, yeah, it's not going to work. It ain't going to work. Read that again.
Verse 8. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth.
Read on.
Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
And the lies. You can't lie to yourself, because if you lie to yourself, Goliath is gonna be right there like, yep, that's the nigga I know. Lie again, give him another good lie. Just lie for nothing. Give him another good lie. That was a good one. You taught me. That's what Goliath is doing, trying to see if you gonna go right back into the old ways. That's how you don't prevail, right? Go back to 1 Samuel 17 and read 37. So David brought up accounts of him winning, right? To prove to himself, because you got to prove yourself, right? And the person that can go beat Goliath is you, but you got to prove yourself. Read 37.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 37. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee.
Like we said, you hype yourself up to beat these battles. That's right, outrageous. Like go to 2 Corinthians chapter 1. Start at verse 8.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
For we would not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble, which came to us in Asia.
So we don't want to be ignorant either with the trouble that we have within us. Don't be ignorant. Know that you have an issue that you have to deal with, a battle that you have to overcome, a area in your life that you need to grow in. Understand that. Don't be ignorant of it. He said, we ain't gonna be ignorant of the battle that we came across in Asia. I'm gonna let you know. That's just like somebody setting you up, bro. Let's go to the club. Let's go somewhere tonight. And last week, it was a shootout up there. Y'all, you was in part of it. Your partner don't tell you nothing. You pull up, they be like, yeah, no, you can't come. What happened last week? You looking like, damn, bro, what happened last week? Oh, man, we just had a little shootout, man. Now, what? Man, take me home, man. Nah, bro, we just go see what's up. That's just like to take you into a battle that you ain't even ready for, man. I was just, they you know how they kind of try to put it on the low, but yeah, just a little shootout. Yeah, they found like 180 shots. What? Ain't no little shootout. The brother's trying to take people's head off. But you don't let me know. Don't go into these battles and not let yourself know where you are incapable at and where you are capable at. Know where you are capable at and add on to that. Read this again, verse 8.
Verse 8 from the top. For we were not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble, which came to us in Asia?
Yeah. We got into a little hey, Paul, boy, we got into a little bit, man. I just want to let you know. Yeah, read on.
That we were pressed out of measure, above strength.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, the Lord, boy, we been talking like that. We was pressed. Hey, they pressed us. Hey, it was a little pressure, cause they showed pressed us out there. They trying to see what we was talking about. They was like, y'all ain't talking about circumcision of the flesh and nothing. But I'm just saying, they pressed us. They was on us a little bit, Reed.
That we were pressed out of measure, above strength,
and it was tough. Yeah, it wasn't like that. It was gonna be a fair fight. It was like 20-2. Yeah, it was just me and Paul and the rest of them. Read.
And so much that we despaired even of life.
Hey, we had to think about, was this gonna be it for us? We had to think back on Stephen and see if this was gonna be ours, because it was tough. They pressed us. Situations will press you like this, though. Get you all riled up if you let it, if you walk into it like that. Read on.
But we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves.
Man, that we should not what?
That we should not trust in ourselves.
You can't trust in your old man. You can't trust in yourself. That old man ain't never did nothing right for you. He whooped Joe Louis. Yeah, Joe Louis was 147 years old. That fight that you won, you was 198 years old. That don't count. That was an old person, right? You can't let that be your trust. Read 9 again.
Verse 9 from the top. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in God, which raiseth the dead.
You can't trust in yourself, man. But you can put your trust in the Most High God and let him fight these battles for you in order to beat that Goliath.
Bruce should already know what I'm finna ask. What's the precept? See what Bruce is thinking. Let me see if a sister is thinking. Let me see you tuned in and not looking to see otherwise where their minds is at. That's why we always ask questions to test brothers and sisters whether or not y'all really paying attention. What's the precept, Ak? Brother Yakar? That's right, Ak. That is the precept. Lean not to your own understanding. Read that in 2 Corinthians again, verse 9.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 9. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves.
In ourselves. Read on up.
That we should not trust in ourselves.
This is a point that we should not trust in ourselves. Read on up.
But in God, which raiseth the dead.
And we have to also understand that. Don't lean to your own understanding. You want to lean to God's understanding. That's why not even to kind of bring this up. I mean, talking with the sisters, we have a situation, talk after class. But a lot of times we find out that sisters do what? Instead of applying the scripture, sisters apply what? I want to hear sisters. Sisters imply what? Sisters don't even want to say it. Damn. Thank you. Why is it so hard to say? Sisters apply what? Emotion. Instead of applying the scriptures, that's the same thing. Lean into your own understanding. No, apply what the scripture is saying at that specific situation. Do brews and sisters understand that? Make sure y'all write that precept down. That's a great precept.
It sure is. And H-Town already told you what emotions make you do. Now you start crying. Emotional. Yeah, we just so emotional. I'm so emotional. But this is exactly what we have to do. We cannot lean on our own understanding in this battle. We have to let the Most High God be our fighter and give us the edge over that Goliath, right? Give me 1 John 5:4.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 4.
Bring it out.
For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world.
Overcometh the world. When you're born of God, when you let that spirit take over, see, that's that born of God, that spirit. That's the David. That's the David in you. When you let that David take over, read.
For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world.
And this is the victory. You overcoming that Goliath spirit in you, that's the victory that we're trying to get. That's the victory that we're talking about today. Read that again.
Verse 4 from the top. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world? But he that believeth that Yahushua is the Son of God.
So believing that Christ is the Son of God is believing what? On the commandments. It's believing in the order. It's believing in what the Most High God wants us to do. This is where your foundation starts for the victory. This is how you overcome and start getting your victories of Goliath. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 8 real quick. Because just when you break through that next barrier, here come another test. The tests are not stopping. I think that's why we go into battles sometimes and we lose them. It's because you're not prepared for the next battle. Yeah, you just won a battle yesterday, but then this is a whole nother battle might come today. You just won a battle last week. Now you got a whole nother battle this week. Right? We have to be ready for the battle because we'll go ahead.
Because even like Ak is bringing out, which is a great point, you have to keep your head on a spiritual swivel.
Spiritual swivel.
You have to be circumspect. Brothers can't veer off from the right. You can't veer off from the left. Because soon as you do that, hey, you losing that battle that the Most High God is putting on you next. Right. Even like Captain Yara said, man, we're going to be fighting battles up until the time that Christ come back, man. Right. It is what it is. It is. But remember, those battles that you overcome can be as an example to show and to teach a younger brother or a new sister that's in the truth. That's why you need to overcome those things, to have that as a report, to tell that brother or that sister. For smoking, lust, inordinate affection, brotherly love. We need those particular examples for new brothers and sisters that's coming into the congregation to see. Go ahead, Ak.
Become. Let's go to Revelations 2. Boy, I just forgot about Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 8. Another battle? Yeah. See, that's just how they go, too. That's right. Just how they go. They come back to back. Battles come back to back. Just got him. Just stirred down the barrel. And he came right back for it. Yeah, for real.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty.
The sore trials are going to come upon the mighty. When the Lord sees that, guess what? You mighty enough to pass this one. Let me see if you mighty enough to pass this next one, though. What about this one, though, right? What about gum? Yeah, gum. What about gum? See, they all over there. They on the Tic Tacs in the club, but I need to know why I shouldn't eat Tic Tac. Why not gum? That's right. That's right. He got knowledge. Everybody got knowledge. So read that again.
This book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
A sore trial shall come upon the mighty.
But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty. You're gonna have situations, brothers and sisters, that's not gonna be deemed for you to win. They're gonna look like that it's a uphill battle. That's why you have to lean on the scripture. That's why you got to stay in the spirit. Like Ox said, you got to have a spiritual head on the swivel, ready for things. Because I'm going to tell you, in boxing, what's the punch that knocked you out? The one you don't see. You get hit with that one and you see it, you able to brace just a little bit enough. It might wobble you a little bit. Yeah, whoa, uh-oh. My leg ain't there. You start tapping your leg. Where is that? But you able to sustain it. But that one that you don't see, yeah, you on the canvas talking about how many fingers am I holding up? Yeah, what he hit me at? What did he hit me with? No, it was a left. A left what? Left hand. That's all it was. You thought it was a left hook bow. Thought it was a left bat. That nigga hit me with a bat, man. I know that nigga hit me with a bat. But you didn't see it. You can't handle it. The fight that you can't see, the battle you can't see, it's gonna be the hardest to win. That's why you stay with your head. Look at, say, tell me that brother saw that. Tell me he saw it. Man, that brother in La La Land right now. His mind talking about whoop-de-doo on the way to the ground. Well, whoop-de-doo. But this is what we have to do. We have to get encouraged, man. We have to be able to see the battles and want the battle.
That's right.
You gotta want it. You gotta want the fight because it's gonna strengthen you and make you wise. It's gonna grow you, right? Give me Philippians 1:20.
Let me read this precept real quick. It goes with this wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse, what'd you say, 8? Let's go to Sirach chapter 6, verse 21. Make sure y'all write this down. The point is 21, but we're going to start up at verse 20. Saying the same thing.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 20. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
What is very unpleasant to the unlearned? Wisdom. Read on up.
He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
So if you don't have understanding, you're going to hate wisdom. Read on up.
She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial.
Read verse 21 again.
She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial.
Just like how we read in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 8. Most High God is going to constantly put mighty stones of trials upon brothers and sisters. To do what? To purge us of that old man, to strengthen us, to build us into that fine, fine gold that he wants us to be. Read on up.
And he will cast her from him ere it be long.
And he will cast her from him ere it be long. Meaning, if you don't have patience, guess what? You will cast wisdom from you when the trials, when the going gets tough. When the heat comes on and you don't have that patience to overthrow it, guess what? You'll cast wisdom away. Make sure brothers and sisters write that precept. Go ahead, Art.
Big Con, that's a great precept to go with that wisdom of Solomon, man. I just added it myself. Let's go to Philippians 1:20. Philippians 1:20.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 1 and verse 20. According to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all boldness, as always, so now also Christ shall be magnified in my body.
Read that again.
Verse 20 from the top. According to my earnest expectation.
My earnest expectations. What are your earnest expectations into going and into fighting these battles? The kingdom, right? Win. Each battle, your earnest expectation should be to win. Right? This is what we want to go into. We don't want to go into a battle where, I won 7. I can take this one. No. No, I can lose this one. I won all last week. No, you want to win all this week too.
That's right.
That is your earnest expectation. If that's not, that's what it should be. We're not trying to take no more L's, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
We done took too many L's along the way. No more losses, man. So your earnest expectation is to win every battle. Read.
According to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed.
And guess what? Even if we do take that L and defeat, we don't be ashamed of it, because what we should do is let that thing grow in us, right? You shouldn't take the same defeat twice, though. I tell you that. So even if it is the one that we fail, guess what? You want to get back up on that high horse and go and try to what? Prevail on the next victory, right?
That's right.
Read on.
And nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all
With all what?
With all boldness.
All boldness. Read.
As always.
As what?
As always.
As always. We should take boldness within these fights and battles. Always. Be bold. Be like David, right? What did David do? He went into that thing off the muscle, winning the victory. I say he had that dog in him from the jump. We should have this boldness as always. Read.
So now also Christ shall be magnified in my body.
And guess what? When you show and overcome victories and beat Goliath, that shows the Christ in you, man. That shows the Christ in you. That guess what? Christ was able to come and what? Get ridiculed, take all this, and what? Still overcome. And that's how we want to play the game, right? They gonna come. Read on.
Whether it be by life or by death.
By what?
Whether it be by life or by death.
I was talking to people at my job. They changed me. I'm at a new school, y'all, for the last month of the year. Little boy, man, this boy got some issues. I done had to drop kick him about 6 times. I'm talking about we really be going at it. I really have to put my hands on this boy because he has some real issues. But within them seeing me with my fringes on my shirt every day, you know the questions come. And I was telling them, hey, look, I'm prepared to die in this truth, right? I was like, looking at our forefathers, they died some horrific deaths, right? And if it came to me, it would have to come to me that way. They were like, no, boy, you tripping. What? They like, Lord, please, I don't want to go like Mr. Roddy. He want to go. I said, nah, that ain't how I want to go. I say, but it's the will of the Father, right? So if it's life or death, man, we gonna be in boldness and great boldness, what, trying to win these victories for the nation. You winning victories for you, but it's also for the nation. It's also for somebody else to see. Dang, sis overcame that. Dang, brother overcame that. Right? Go ahead.
That's the spirit. How is that the spirit? Let me see if Bruce is in the spirit. What Bruce minds is at, man? Did Bruce hear what Captain Yara just said? It's a precept that should have popped into Bruce's mind instantly. What's the precept?
It's the one that magnifies our laws and our lives.
I like that, but nah.
Bruce should know. We literally just talked about this in Count 101. Look at Bruce. Talking about John the Baptist getting his head cut off, though it may seem be strange, and people see it. That's what I'm talking about. Bruce got to be able to catch that like that. Bruce got to be able to catch that. That is a way that brothers can remember precepts and to always think upon precepts, even in just simple conversations. Even with odd thought, that should lead you to a precept instantly like that. Who remember the precept?
Yeah, 3 and from the top. Yeah.
Read that right quick.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
In the sight of the unwise, these people seem to die. Read on up.
And their departure is taken for misery.
And it's taken for misery. Even like our Captain Yar was telling them, they would take that as for misery. John the Baptist dead. People would take that if they don't have a spiritual spirit, they would take that for misery. Read on up.
And they're going from us to be utter destruction.
But
they are in peace.
But they are in what?
But they are in peace.
Read on up.
For though they be punished in the sight of men.
So it seemed like a punishment in the sight of men. Read on.
Yet is their hope full of immortality.
That's the point. Yet is their hope full of immortality. Because the scriptures literally solidifies that in the book of 1 Thessalonians. Guess what? If you die in the truth, that damn near solidifies you getting the what? The kingdom. Read on up.
Verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
How?
For God proved them and found them worthy for himself.
That is the preacher. I need Bruce to be on point with that. Go ahead, Op.
Well, that's a heavy precept, man. Greatly rewarded, man, right? And he called it what? Little. Having been a little, just a little chastised, right? Become greatly rewarded, man, right? Great precept. Make sure y'all put that there, man. Because that's verse 19, where we're at the end. Why be by life or by death, man, right? Let's go back to that Philippians 1 and read. Start from the top again.
This is the book of Philippians chapter 1 and verse 20. According to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all boldness, as always, so now also Christ shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death.
Read on.
For to me, to live in Christ and to die is a gain.
Because they're saying the same exact thing. To live in Christ or to die, it is gain. Great precept I brought out. Read on.
But if I live in the flesh.
But if I live and try to continue to fight these fights in the flesh, if I continue to try to fight David with Goliath, and I do it with the flesh, read.
This is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall choose, I won't not.
That's going to be the fruit of your labor. You're going to get what you put into it. So continue to grow in David, your spirit, so that Goliath, the flesh, can be weakened and weakened. Man, read on.
For I am a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with Christ.
You see that? Read that again. That's a heavy precept. He says, I am in a what?
For I am in a strait betwixt two.
That means I'm in a tug of war. I'm torn, right? Read.
Having a desire to depart.
Having a desire to depart. All of us got the desire to become the best brother and sister they possibly can be for the Most High, right? And if you don't, that's what you should be striving for. You want to have that desire to knock off that old man. You want to have that desire to knock off all the old ways and attributes that you had growing up that were not right for or fitted for the kingdom. In that desire, you still are torn between the two because the old man is still right there. Right? And even though you know that we want to do right, that old man still pop up and still try to drag you and pull you, right? Read that again.
Verse 23. For I am in a strait betwixt two. Having a desire to depart.
Having a desire to depart and to what?
And to be with Christ. Which is far better.
Which is what?
Which is far better.
Which is far better. Start winning these battles, man. Start building your spirit up being David's, right? For every action or every encounter that we come across, start becoming more David's, man. Use that spirit. That David is the spirit. Start growing in your spirit, using that to what? Overcome these battles, man, because it's far much better when you do things in order, decently in order with the Most High God, right? Read on.
Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you.
Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful. So even though we want to use that spirit, you're going to have to beat that flesh. That's what that's saying. 24, read that again. If you don't understand what they're saying that although you want to use spirit, you're going to have to beat the flesh in the flesh. That means you're going to have to put your works in right now.
That's right.
Right? Read that again.
Verse 24 from the top. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you.
That's more needful because what you have to do is start what? Laying up treasures for the kingdom.
That's right.
You do that right now in the flesh. Right? What you output right now is what you're going to get when the king comes back, right?
That's right.
That's what you want to do. You want to start winning these victories, brothers and sisters. You want to start letting David beat Goliath in every aspect or every battle that you come across. I pray this to the Most High God for this lesson today. No one going to be a long class. I pray that brothers and sisters got edified today. I pray that we understand and get more knowledge of what we are doing, our purpose in life. I pray that brothers and sisters have a great Shabbat. At all camps going out to teach, I pray that we are able to minister into the nation, man, right? In battle and whatever the case we may be put in. We always say keep the laws of the Most High God. So we're gonna bring a law back out. We went to that Deuteronomy 6, huh? Was it 6 and 11 or 8? You say you want 8? I think we did. What's the one you brought out? Forget the Lord. Was it 6 and 11 or 8?
8.
Let's go to 8 and 11. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking it was 6. Let's go back to that Deuteronomy 8 and 11.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes.
The Bible said, beware that you don't forget the Lord, man. Never forget the Lord. Have him on your mind day and night. And keeping his commandments. Read on.
Which I command thee this day,
Lest
when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou has is multiplied.
14.
Then thine heart be lifted up.
Then thine heart be what?
Then thine heart be lifted up.
Read.
And thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
So don't get to the point where you get lifted up to where you forget the goodness of the Most High God, right? And who got us where we are at today. All praises to the Most High God. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for sending to the GoFundMe or the Cash App. Let's have a great rest of the Sabbath day with that, Israel. We say shalom.